and taxed in this country? You say, well, because religion is separate from state. They said, then go out and get a charter and become tax exempt. But as long as you're tax exempt here, I can go into your records, check your books, and do anything I want, anytime I want to you. You understand what I'm saying? See what I didn't mean that. I said separate religion and state. I am the state before your religion got here. And your church is based on religion because it's under God. And I don't fall under your God, so I can't swear on your Bible because I don't believe in your Bible. Because you have not proved this Bible to be authentic. So therefore I can't put my life on the line. So until you can prove this Bible to be authentic, I demand that you throw this case out of court. Because you have to prove to me that this Bible I'm going to put my hand on and swear to is authentic. And that can't be proven. You're going to have to prove to me that the God who we put our trust in does exist. And that can't be proven. You understand? Yeah. That's the law. But as long as you keep surrendering to him, keep on signing things over to him, you keep on giving him the power to rule you and control your life, you ain't got no power. You got to go back in and say, in your books, you have this word written. You sometimes in French spells it like this. You follow that? But it identified me. Back to the question, meaning that there were Africans over here that fell under your laws, the Emancipation Proclamation, and then there was us Moors who came over here to help you. You understand? And then there was both of our descendants who was here before you got here. So I got 3 routes to go when talking to you. I could be the ordinary Negro who falls under the Emancipation Proclamation and gets abused. I'm begging for my rights, and you ain't giving me nothing. Or I could be the Moor who falls under treaties made with George Washington and exempts me from all of your touches. Or I can be an indigenous Native American and verify that I was here before you got here, because you can't say who was here before you got here. And I'm saying I was. Then I got to take my family name and link it back to a place. For instance, if you take the name, let's say York. York will go back to Virginia, Boston, and throughout the Carolinas. You'll even find some Yorks in Louisiana. They just left there. But mainly, the Yorks are in Virginia and somewhere out west with Washakie. So that name can be traced to an environment, Virginia, VA, where a man called Ben York died. Right? And this guy, Ben York, has been proven to be the name Yusuf Ben Ali. Because he went into the courts in North Carolina and fought for his rights as a Moor, because they were captured by the watchmen and shuttled in with the Negroes. You follow that? And mixed in with them and sold as if they were Negroes. And they weren't, they were Moors. So they went into court, fought the case, and won. And they stamped on their papers to be given all the rights of a white citizen in America. This is you. You did this. So I can trace it back to this man here, and then trace him back to the Yamassee tribe of Native Americans and the mixture of the Moors from Morocco and Mali. We can trace it all back and trace it right back to Georgia. Once we get that piece of paper together, I'll talk to you about your Parhams out here, you Williams, and any other last name who has a family roots in Georgia. And we can trace them back and find out which Native American tribe you got ushered into. You understand? Because all of y'all who survived with a long nose got ushered into some Native American tribe. You see? And once we get all of that together, we can keep centering it around Georgia. On record in Millersville, in the file, is the Yamassee tribe, and the description is you. They have it there now. Go to, if you don't believe me, go check it. The woman told us, literally, when you finish your research, could you please send me back a book, because we need more information on y'all. Go ahead, that's what she told us in the library in Millersville. When you finish, if you go there, they'll say, some other people was here asking about this too. Them other people was, hello? I want to pull out all the files on it, all the information. How did the college get possession of Rock Eagle? When did they get possession of those deeds? How did they get, who gave it to them, and etc. And go back to that person and trace out the name of that person, which we've done, and found out it was illegal transaction. Produce the document was the question. Show me the document. Well, we can't. Then I can show you the genetic trait that I am Yamassee, Washita, Cherokee, Creek, Seminole, as well as more. Prove that. You follow that? And then you take that, not here. You don't go to his courts. You go to the international courts in Geneva. And the first thing you put forth is a statement, I am an indigenous person. Stop saying anything other than that. What is your nationality? I am a Moor. If any of you people have listened to me and went to any professional office and said it, you saw the reaction. You saw them go, we have white, Asian, Negro, and other. Well, put more in place of other. Well, aren't you a Negro? No. You see them fall apart, but you'll see them write it down because they know it's the law. Because they have a philosophy that if they break one treaty, none of the treaties they make are to be trusted. That's in Congress. And they made a treaty with you as a Moor. They didn't make no treaties with you as Negroes or slaves. They got treaties with you as Native Americans. And they know that the Native Americans, the Moroccans, mixed in, the Native Americans and the Moroccans mixed in, and that's what's sitting here. And that's why some of you got wavy hair, some of you got nappy hair, and some of y'all got big lips, and some got thin lips, and some got slant eyes. That's why some of y'all are light-skinned. That's why you're all mixed up. It's a melting pot of our genes. And then, after the treaty was signed, then other Moroccans were allowed to come in. But there was no separation. If you go to Morocco right now, you don't find the racism you find right here in America. And there's a strain of Moroccans that run from the French, those who think they're French, all the way down to those who think they're Africans. But they live together in peace. There's no problem. That's how you lived back then. So to answer the question, there are Negro slaves here. And as long as you keep saying you're Negroes and accept organizations like the NAACP, you will never have rights to what is rightfully yours. You with me? But the moment you start saying, I am an indigenous person, sovereign, I belong to a sovereign nation, they can't do jack with it. Because they have admitted in their textbooks that they came to America, and when they got here, people were already here. And all you're saying to them is, correct. I am of the people that was already here when you got here. You can't say I'm not, because you hadn't got here yet. I am not an African. I was not a part of the slave trade. You got me mixed up with somebody else. That's my brother here. He go right here. And he's walking around saying he's an African. That's his business. There goes my Negro reform. That's my reform brother right there. See, he's a Negro, American Negro. That's not me. Now, you may not want to do that